Before we do this, I want to show you something. This is the new ThruNite TC20 V2. They're not sponsoring the video. They just said, hey, you simply, you got any desire to show you this light on your channel? They've sent me a lot. I've got a drawer full of flashlights. I love flashlights. It's like pocket knives. You just can't have too many of them. This particular one has a range of, I forgot, 299 meters. That is over 300 yards. I think I looked it up, 326, 327 yards. It's a doggone awesome light. With it on turbo, it only lasts, it says runtime 220 seconds to 90 minutes. On high, that's 4,068 lumens. Let's take the box. They're awesome little strong boxes too. Check it, check it, check it. Comes with a fortune cookie. And the light comes in a neat little sleeping bag. Not made for kids. There it is. I know it's just kind of dark in here. TC20 V2. It is a really awesome light. We're gonna get it. It's not quite totally dark yet, but I want to give you a preview of kind of daylight-ish, kind of sunset-ish. And then I'm ready to go do something else. I mean, this is fun, but what we do is more fun. And on medium, well, so on high, which is, let's go 1. That's low. I mean, we're in the wagon right now. So I'm gonna cheat here. On low, this thing will run, that may be considered Firefly. I gotta figure out what I'm doing if I'm gonna pedal the wares, don't I? Okay, that is Firefly. Firefly, this thing will sit there like that for 71 days, it says. 71 days. On low, which is that, a little bit brighter, it will sit there for 9 hours. An hour, about an hour and a half on high. 1, 2, 3. There's high. Goodness gracious, it's so bright. And then on high, it's about 90. It says plus 90 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. But on super duper duper high, it won't run as long, of course, and it also gets hot. But it's waterproof. I gotta show this to you. Whether you get one or not, it's totally up to you. It comes with a little lanyard, your charging thing, and the little waterproof doorway right there to open it up and say, hey, plug me up. Now let's see if it really works outside. I was mistaken. That's Firefly. I'm not sure what you would do with Firefly other than maybe look at your finger covering up the Firefly. So that's Firefly. That's low. That's next. And that's bright. And that's the ridiculous. Now I can't see a thing. We're out of doors. You can't even see my shadow. It's still on Firefly. So let's go over here. The woods across the creek, which I'm going to show you in a minute, are probably 200 yards. The trees are roughly probably 150. That's on high. But I tell you what you can see is all the junk in the air. But those trees up top, the ridge lines on the top of the trees, is maybe about 200 yards. Totally dark is still a little better. What's nasty is look at all this pollen in the air. That's what I'm breathing in right now, just to show you this flashlight. We'll come right back out when it's totally dark outside and give it another shot. It's a lot darker. Let's try again. So we're gonna go for 200 and roughly 20 yards. Is the tops of, thinking cloudy now. Anyway, it's an awesome flashlight. There's a little hut. Let's go do something else. It's daylight. Obviously, this creek has actually, as tiny as it is, produced some pretty cool and pretty interesting things. I'm trying to get to the end of it before it spills into the big creek, and then we'll walk up it a little ways. The big creek is still high, like most water in Alabama right now. So let's get moving. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'll put the link to that flashlight in the video description if you have any incredible interest. There's only one way in and one way out of this creek, and that's by walking. I guess you could fly in, but it's small and you'd be wasting your time on a helicopter. So I chose walking. I brought my bride here last time, and she found a lot of stuff because she's got the eagle eye, and I'm gonna go with the owl eye, maybe an eagle eye, both day and night. And I went too fast and missed so many an item. And I'm hoping that after the large amounts of rain that had been falling from the sky, that something of interest will wash out of a bank or down the creek. I've got my journeys figured out. This particular creek is about one Led Zeppelin chronological order and Taylor Swift folklore away. That's the entire albums. So you can total those two and figure out about how far I am from the base camp. And it's kind of strange how I've got that figured out in my head. I can figure out which stack of songs I want to listen to on the way. I know it's extreme, Led Zeppelin to Tanya Smith or Taylor Swift. I get confused, but they're both fun, especially if you do them intermittently and jump from song to song to song to song. I think they'd be great if they did a collab. The most bummer part of this creek is that it's really short, meaning the end is right up there. Then it turns into mainly a ditch, which it pretty much is. Although, if I'm not mistaken, one nice small antique bottle did come out of here, a flat one. But that doesn't count when you're there the second time. So maybe we'll see something alive other than fish. So we could at least catch that and play with it. I weighed myself again this morning. I weighed myself after the shower, then before I put on deodorant and lotion. Give yourself every possible benefit of the least weight you can. So try that. Weigh yourself before you put on your deodorant and makeup or lotion, depending on what you wear and how much you wear. But I'm fluctuating about 2 pounds more when I go to bed. There's the point of this story. And 2 pounds less when I wake up. The goal is not to look like I'm withholding a child as I age. And I found that a biscuit every morning and a big gigantic large sweet tea is not the best way to accomplish that. I went to the doctor. I may have told y'all this, and they actually said I was pre-diabetic. Isn't that nuts? Yeah, crawfish. It's standard issue crawfish. What we want to see is some of the blue ones. I know the creek, I just got to get there. So the goal is change the way I shovel the food in my face, and it's worked. It's incredible. I starved to death for like a few days, and then when I came back alive, it was a lot easier. Look at that strata. There's nothing of great interest in here. There's that. You know, I thought it was. You did too. But now I think it's a pedal, like a gas pedal, or a brake pedal, or a bipedal for a bicycle. But probably not. I wish we could get in the big creek where all the bottles are and all the other stuff, but I might have to find another town for that. City creeks drain pretty quickly once all the runoff is done. Then it all hits the rivers and the bigger creeks, and those are the ones that stay high. But little town creeks and ditches like this, we'll harvest this big piece. I've been keeping all the little shards for the garbs. But little town creeks seem to drain pretty quickly. There should be a snake in here sitting on the bank somewhere. But so far there is not. It's quiet when there's nobody passing you on the highway, and it's kind of peaceful. There's a lot of hunks of metal in here. Oh, there's a crawfish. Oh, you got a fast car. Let's keep moving. We may have to couple this one with something of interest, because it's just not panning out. Look at that footprint. How big it is. An interesting thing, there's only one. And it goes nowhere. It goes to the highway. That's a nice one. And it looked cool until I filled it with water. But sometimes you have to do that with footprints. It could be a small child, but I don't know. So far, nothing. That would have been a cool bottle. Soda water. I can't read what it says. We need to know there, don't we? I think it says Gadsden with a star on the bottom. Man, that's a bummer. But the chance of anything living in this creek, like a bottle, is slim to ain't gonna happen. There's a nice little blue reel. We better take a better look. Okay, pick it up. Okay, I'll do that. Use your hands. Okay, well, I don't need to now. It's already there. Slingshot. I think it's done. It's kind of crusty, kind of full. I decided to go ahead and keep going. It may not have been that long ago we came through here. I don't remember now. thought it was a fuel pump. It might still be. There's a nice little bluegill just popped out of the hole over there. Bluegill, red fin, purple fin, orange fin, brim is the category I'm looking for. There it is right there. It's gone fast. Maybe up in here we'll find something different. The further I get into this town, the more dogs I hear. The more dogs I hear, the less I want to keep moving up into this town. I've kind of figured it out though. Dogs on chains are very, very mad to begin with. And then when you walk by, they get madder. Or is it more mad? Paul, I don't know. And then they get really stinking ticked off when you make eye contact. And then you realize, oh, they're just dragging a chain. It makes you turn and go the other way. I hope you're in deeper water. Yeah, I think we've about reached our limit. The dogs in the community have noticed me. And I think what they're saying is, what are you doing in my town? So we may be done unless I find something incredible. So short and quick, but now you know. Thanks for watching my videos.